Computer up because I want to make sure that I've got this correct. Okay, we're getting the laptop out. Let me just, right, we're getting the laptop out. And welcome to my very awkward intro. My name is Susan / Bambi, and this is Bambi's Rambles. How are we, friends? Are we good? That's good. And if you're not okay, that's okay too. Now, how are we? Are we good? That's good. And if you're not okay, that's okay too. Like, I can't even like just say one part of that. I have to say all of it. Oh my god. Anyway, in today's video, I am wearing pink because isn't that like so me? Offensive. Isn't that so me? Like pink and leopard print. Like, oh my goodness. If you know me in real life, you know. Well, even like you guys know at this point, right? Anyway, in today's video, we are going to be talking about, it's another slightly ranty video about the Dad Challenge podcast, but there's actually a few other people that I'm going to talk about in this video as well. Some creators that I have found that I really enjoy and agree with in regards to this topic, and a few creators that have kind of, I don't know, lost their marbles over this. So what I want to talk about first is, if we start talking about the Dad Challenge podcast, right, and we start talking about what his message is. Now, his message is child exploitation, and he wants children off the internet, especially when it comes to family channels, blogging channels, that in his words, I can't confirm nor deny, are exploiting their children. Now, I feel like that is a noble cause. I really do believe that is a noble cause, and I think it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like it's very much needed on YouTube. It's needed everywhere, really, because we do need to protect our children from a lot of different things. I feel like, yes, there are some channels with issues. There are some parents that don't use their channel correctly and their children correctly, and so on and so forth. But that's his essential message, right? Which okay, fair. But I'm just wondering about if people are actually putting the dots together of what he's actually putting out on his channel. And now, okay, can someone tell me, right? So I heard that, so can someone just tell me how he's doing that in regards to some creators that aren't even on the platform anymore? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm trying to really understand. Like, I'm not coming from a hateful place. I'm really not. I just honestly believe that he is a scammer, and I will get further into that in this video. I'm just trying to figure out why he goes after people that are not on the internet anymore, whereas the Stoffer family, Micah's, her children aren't on there, she's not on there. Why are we still going with that? Can you tell me that? Next question is, why are we still going on about Love Meg? That's what I want to know. I understand that she put out something where she didn't say any names, but she said something questionable about him. She has not put her kids on YouTube in a long time. And she is doing a lot of cleaning videos, which, can I just have a side tangent here? Who watches cleaning videos? Tell me. I want to know, like, what is your need for that? I don't get it. Because after I finish cleaning my house, I don't want to hear nothing about cleaning. Honestly, I want to wrap my kids up in a cloth. Because I just don't want them to touch anything. Because 5 minutes after they've cleaned this damn house, they've trashed it again. But anyway, that's my side tangent. But anyway, she's doing that. And I'm wondering how, in a video where he sits down, dressed as a woman, dressed as Meg, reviewing, not literally reviewing her product, is helping with child exploitation. I have no problem if he was doing this. Well, I do have slightly a problem. I do have a problem, but let's not split hairs here. I don't have a problem if he wants to run on his channel and drag mummy vloggers to the cows come home, right? That's his prerogative. That does make him a misogynistic jerk with no intellect in the slightest, if that's what you want to do with your time. If that was my husband, I would be embarrassed that he sits in his basement ragging on women. Why is that a thing? But anyway, if he wanted to do that with his channel, I would just not watch. I would be like, whatever, do you bloody fool. But when we talk about that he's out here gaining subscribers and traction and attention by talking about that he wants to eliminate family vlogging, how does that, it doesn't correlate to me. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I know that my videos don't focus sometimes because I talk with my hands all the time, and I'm like really trying to figure out how to fix that, but I can't fix the fact that I use my hands, so I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm really trying to figure that out. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm really trying to understand it. And I thought that this was a neurodivergent thing, like where it's, you know, like I just don't understand certain situations. But I actually don't think I'm crazy here. I don't think this has anything to do with anything. This has to do with people's lack of common sense. And if that offends you, I'll completely apologize. But at the same time, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? There were people in his comment section of a certain video that I was in the premiere for. Wonderful for me. Front row seats, mate. And they were talking about how this woman fathering autism the mother of the channel, has several chins and is a shapeshifter. I'm confused. Why is that something that we're concerned about? Like, I don't understand it. But anyway, like, I'll just leave that alone. But I just feel like that, what is that doing? Now, I found a channel the other day, and I will link him down below. APOC. Am I saying that right? I hope so. APOC. I saw his channel and I saw a few videos, and he is basically has the same idea as Josh. You know, child exploitation, so on and so forth. And he made some really interesting points. Now, I haven't seen all of his videos, but to my knowledge, he doesn't degrade women, but I could be completely wrong in that, so do not hold that against me. But I feel like he has the right idea about how to do it. And he made a really interesting point, and I feel like people really need to, like, hear this point. Like, just hear this point for a minute, right? And no credit to me, this is all his thought, but I just wanted to coattail, so to speak, because I feel like it was a really good point. Josh has said himself that YouTube is, like, it's frivolous to go through YouTube, right? To make changes to these things, because YouTube's not going to do anything. So him making all of these videos, not giving us information of where we can go, what organization we can sponsor, we can fund for, we can look into, we can, you know, send petitions and send letters and all these sorts of things. If he's not giving us that information, and he knows YouTube is not going to get the job done, then why is he posting every single day? And why is it that YouTube is so important to him? So I just thought that was really interesting. And I feel like another thing, see, I don't have a script or any notes for this video. I'm literally just putting everything out there that I just want to say, because I think my husband's sick of hearing about it, if I'm honest. I feel like as well, okay, so I'm not good with math. So maybe if someone in the comments is good at math, they can maybe write it in the comments, or they can send me an email. Because if we look at it this way, okay, he wants to sue creators that have said very questionable things about him, which, fair, you want to do that, do it. But I feel like your hands are not clean here, my friend. And also in regards to him wanting the sealed records, criminal records, sealed criminal records of Love Meg's father, because she called him a name that's not very nice. It's very disgusting. I would hate to be accused of that. But she didn't say his name, first of all. But anyway, what is that there? That's a negative way of keeping the same energy. If not, he's worse, because this man is not a public figure. This is doxing. This is private information. This is so on and so forth. And it's not necessary. It's not necessary. I feel like it's really not necessary. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If he wants to go and do all those sorts of suing and all that sort of stuff, can we just for a second, okay? He started a GoFundMe account for his lawsuit in regards to him being wrongly fired, or whatever it was, wrongly terminated from employment from the Creekside Church in Canada, right? Okay, that's fair. He said he was asking for $1,500 to $2,000. He got over $2,000, $2,500 and some change, and did that. Okay, he reached his goal. Okay, fair. All right. But let's do some math here. Okay, let's do some math. He has 5 YouTube channels, right? 5 YouTube channels. Now, you know what? I'm going to bring my computer up because I want to make sure that I've got this correct. Okay? We're getting the laptop out. Let me just... Right? We're getting the laptop out. Okay. Cringe. Now, let's look at this. So we've got, this is his channel, the Dad Challenge podcast. Then we have the Burnt Out Pastor. We have Disaster Detailing. We have the Dad Challenge channel and Fat Guy Beast Mode. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 channels. But the reason why I say 5 is because 5 of these channels are over the threshold to be monetized. Okay, they're over the threshold to be monetized. So he makes funds from each of these channels. Yeah? Okay, so let's go over here for a second. Now, let's have a looky-loo. So, he does not have a join button on here. Okay? Which is fine. Now, if we go on, why am I doing this 100 times? Channels. So why are you not featuring this though, mate? Okay, so we go on this channel here, which is his main channel. He has Patreon and a membership. Okay. Yep, so he has those there on this channel. Then we go over here to this channel. He has a membership on this channel as well. And I'm not entirely sure whether that is a different Patreon or not. I'm guessing not, so I will not link that. Okay, well, I'll not do that. Now we go over here to Disaster So-and-so, right? Disaster Detailing, okay? Disaster Detailing, which does not have a join button, but it does have over the threshold of monetization. Okay, so we have all those things here, okay? Then we have this, okay? Which is, should I put this here? Not that you can really see it. Let me zoom in. Sorry guys, I'm like hopeless at this. Well, I'm hoping you can see that even in the slightest, okay? Now, we have his membership, okay? His Patreon. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Just have a look at me. Hello, friends. Oh my god, that's way too close. Sorry, guys. Okay, so he has here $1.50 per month, $7 per month, and $14 per month. Now, this is in Australian currency, so it might seem like more to us than you guys, but it's just the Australian currency thing. Now, on here, ask me anything and I'll play you songs and shoot the shit. Next one is, that's right, we get to chat while I take Gus for a walk. Please be sure to remind me when you want to chat. I will forget. Okay, so and then we have merch. Okay, we have merch. I'm going to close this because that was just I was just double checking my facts here because I literally know what I'm talking about. Anyway, just double checking things. Now, we also have here, okay, he has merch. He has, so he's got 6 channels, 5 monetized. Then we have, he actually has 6 channels, but he doesn't use 7 channels, but the other one doesn't have that many subscribers, and we know that he tried to make it, but I'll get to that in a minute, right? Then he has his memberships, his join buttons on 2 channels. He's also got a Patreon with 3 levels. He's also got his wife is a musician. It says in the bio that her husband forces her to record so he can listen to it, but he's also got that on a website for sale for $10. So he has all these things, right? If we look at the math for a second, just a second, why does he need GoFundMes? Tell me that. I might be reaching for the stars, mate. My opinion. Who knows if I'm reaching here? But how do we know, right, that he actually needs any of this if he is on every single platform on the internet where he can make money and shill out like merch and this and that, memberships, Patreon, blah, 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 money coming out of his head. And not to mention, he said in a video, YouTube is so easy. It takes him 3 hours to film and edit a video. And he bangs out these videos 24/7. So he's making bank, right? Making bank is what I'm saying. He drives a Tesla. He makes his content whilst exploiting children from other channels for his benefit. And he also asks people to send him money for coffees. And he went and had weight loss surgery in another country when it is free in his own country. Yet he needs multiple GoFundMes. Partly for a case that he probably knows will never go anywhere. So how is that saving the children? I'm just wondering. Why are we not putting money together for children that have been exposed to trafficking? Why are we not putting money towards mothers in Mexico right now that since 2014 have been banding together to go dig through the deserts of Mexico to find their children? The cartel came and took their children. They're young men, they're young boys, but they're their sons, okay? These women have banded together and travel around with shovels and picks and all these sorts of things, hear whisperings in the street that the cartel and gangs have killed people and they're buried here. And they go to these sites to find out whether one of those bodies are the bodies of their children. Why are we not funding that? Why are we not putting a light on that? Why are we not talking about how foster care and children's services, the workers are overwhelmed with the amount of cases? They have caseloads double what they should have. Why are we not talking about children that have fallen through the cracks? Why are we not looking in our backyard to see that there are children being abused by their parents and we just turn up the TV so we don't hear it because we don't want to get involved and be nosy neighbors? Can someone please tell me that? Because why are we not doing all of those things? Why are we not sending GoFundMe money for that? Why are we sending GoFundMe money to Josh that has a multitude of avenues that he has currently? Plus, I think he does videos for a media company for real estate. He has a multitude of elements and places to gain access to funding. Why are we giving him more money? Why are we giving this man a platform when all he does is rip into others when he claims that he was a man of I'm smoking a cigarette because I got a little heated just then. Because I don't know. I don't want to sit here and say, oh, me. But I came from a questionable. I had respite care where it was like foster parents that would take care of me sometimes because my parents were in a domestic violent relationship and my brother was intellectually handicapped and he was very violent towards my brother and I. Like, I've seen some shit and I've been in some shit and I get it. I understand it. But why are we trying to go after mummy vloggers that there is so much more in the world that is really concerning? I don't feel like they should be off the chopping block. I feel like they should be very much on the chopping block. I get it. But we need to understand that there are very serious things happening in the world that are affecting children. And I was one of those kids. And I am just thankful for where I am now and, you know, the safety and the comfort that I have. And I just feel like we need to look at other ways to help if we are going to help. I don't feel like everyone's heart is in the wrong place. I get it. I really, really get that. And I can see that, right? But I feel like, and when people say to me, can we stop naming everyone as cults? Stop talking about cults. Now, this is the first time I've ever referenced a person as a cult leader in regards to a YouTube community. Now, the reason why I say he's a cult leader is a couple of things. Now, Now, someone that came from the ministry, now, I'm not saying all churches are like this, but there are some churches that do have these mentalities. And if he comes from a place where it does remind me a lot of Hillsong, and Hillsong to me has cult-like activity, and you learn cult-like activities. And he does have a lot of the traits of someone that is manipulative and very conniving and very cunning. And when you look at everything that he tries to shell out to gain money and gain attention, I feel like it's very questionable. And that's why I call him a cult leader. And also in regards to when we go into premieres of his videos. Now, this will probably stop when this video comes out because I think they know that there are people picking up on them. Such as when we have conversations in live chats when a video is premiering. That countdown time, when that countdown time's there, when people write things in that countdown, they disappear, okay? And if I can get proof of this, I will. But I've been told by a multitude of people, and I've seen it myself, okay, that Josh's moderators go into that chat, and when that premiere's going and that little time frame where those things are going to disappear, they tell people to email them. So there's a lot of behind the scenes talking, communicating, so on and so forth. This man has a media company in regards to influencer media, that sort of stuff as well. That is gaining your people. That is getting your people involved. And that is not getting your people involved to do the right things, okay? That is cult-like behavior. And I have watched enough cult videos, and I have seen enough cult documentaries and podcasts and articles and everything and books to understand what I'm seeing. Cult-like activity, okay? Including in those chats, Radiant Brit will be in those chats, mocking people's appearances who are the topic of that video. Later on, you will see that all of her chats are gone. But you still see everyone saying, hey Brit, haha Brit, lol Brit, blah 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 Brit. It's cult-like activity. I'm sorry, I believe that and I will stand by that. And the way that people come so hard when you speak about their leader shows that you are brainwashed by somebody that has brainwashed people with his charisma and what he appears is funny, which is not at all funny in my mind. And I like to think that I enjoy good. Remember when Kiki Chanel spoke on the name of a YouTuber's child? And how everyone made a video saying that this was wrong and this was mean girl and this was bullying and this was disgusting? I'm wondering why people are not speaking about Josh from the Dad Challenge podcast, who was mocking a family from Japan who had named their child something. No one made a video on that. His friends on YouTube, his supporters that are content creators, made videos on Kiki Chanel, but didn't make one on Josh. They don't like when people say things calling people out their name and having attacks because it shows they have no intellect. But they are supporting Josh, who tells people that they are ugly. If I have a conversation from a comment section of his, a woman said this, and his response was this: "You smell like a dumpster fire," or whatever it was. So Josh can have his children on Instagram. Josh can have his children in his thumbnails of old videos. Josh can support people that do these things. But for everybody else, it's wrong. Again, that's cult leader mentality. It's okay for me, but not okay for you. I'm okay to speak about people inappropriately, including their family members, but if anyone speaks on me, that's inappropriate. If anyone speaks on my wife, that's inappropriate. If someone speaks on this, it's inappropriate. But you do it all the time, Josh. Tell me how that makes sense. It doesn't. Now, before I close this video, two things actually. I will be making further content on Radiant Brit, because Radiant Brit is a hypocrite. And when you piece all of her hypocritical, contradictory statements, it actually shows her level of intellect. And I don't know what magazine or what book or what podcast she was listening to where she magically learned the word intellect, and now she has to put it in every sentence. But I would like to show people her actual intellect. She might be smart outside of work and things in her profession outside of YouTube, but she is not intellectual in regards to how she speaks on these things. She talks about them being unrealistic. She speaks about them in regards to parenting choices. Now, I feel like that's not intellectual, my love. That's a baseless opinion that 99% of people. That's not an intellectual conversation. But lately, I think Radiant Brit can see that everyone is coming for Josh and he's losing a lot of subscribers. Not losing, but he's gone from gaining 400 subscribers per day to only gaining 100 per day. And he's pumping out the content even more. So make that, as you will. Take that as you will. But for her to come out and say that she doesn't approve of his message in the way that he delivers it, she has never said that before. As you can see, she's trying to save herself. She might be seeing that this is tanking, or this is reaching a level where she knows what's coming and she's trying to protect herself. In the same way that she hashtags Radiant Brit in all of her videos, it is to stop videos being made about her and being seen by people that search up the hashtag. Brit is very cunning as well, and she knows what she's doing. And if you see some of the things that she is now saying that she does not agree with Josh, it is because she is reading comment sections. She is seeing videos made about her and the situation and how hypocritical she is. She is seeing that people are starting to see who she has linked her wagon to and how that ship is sinking. She does not want to go with it. Okay, she has done this with a multitude of creators and a multitude of situations behind the scenes and publicly. So I want people to understand that and see that, and I can talk about that further. I understand people might be sick of me talking about Radiant Brit, which is completely fine. I don't want to be a hate channel. I don't want to be a channel where I talk about the same creators over and over. But I will continue to talk about said creators until people are starting to see where I'm coming from and the problem with their behavior and the problem with their content. Okay, this is a serious issue that they are shelling out to people, but they're not making any intelligent statements to make sure this has any credibility or makes any traction anywhere. So that's why I want to talk on it further. Now, before, again, this is my last thing before I close out the video, I want to talk about Josh as a person for a moment. I am not going to drag him. I know I've made, comments here and there, and that's the thing. I don't have a problem with creators doing that on each other. A bit of shade, a bit of snark, bit of, whatever, that's completely fine. But I'm going to come from a place where I've always come from, where if I can read somebody and I can see them and I see it from a place of empathy, but in this case I see it from a place of sympathy. I actually pity Josh in a way. I feel like Josh has started this movement to fulfill his own ego. His ego was being fed by his position at the church. He loved, talented, so on and so forth. And it fulfilled him. He loved the attention. He loved the way that it made his confidence feel. To me, he comes off as a very, very self-conscious person that has no confidence in himself. So that's why he has to build an army. That's why he has to get recognition via social media and in the masses, because it fulfills something in him. I feel like he goes after women because it is an easy option for him. It is an easy choice for him. And I feel like he does this, and maybe his subscribers join along with him because, again, maybe they are self-conscious or maybe they feel a certain type of way about themselves. I feel that about Josh. I feel like that's really sad, and I feel like it's even more sad to think that he views this of women that goes further than their content and the way that they behave online. He does further things in regards to how he feels about women, and I feel like that's really sad. That's really sad, because if we go off what we do on the internet will affect our children one day. Our sex work may affect our children one day. I just want people to hear this, and it's not from a place of bashing Josh or bashing his family. I just want you to hear this. If this is something that people believe in, okay, that what we do online has an impact on our children, Josh, do you feel as though you bashing and belittling women will have an impact on your children? You have a daughter, and I feel like if she was to see her father treat women the way that you do, that is going to set her up for a multitude of things, including she might end up in a relationship that is questionable. In regards to some psychology out there, we kind of end up talking about how we end up with people that are like our parents, I guess. I know that I've heard that in bits and places, might not be 100% true, but I'm just wondering if you would want your daughter to be with someone that thinks of women the way you do. And what type of example are you setting for your sons? That you feel it's okay to talk about women this way, because I feel like that sends a message to your sons that it's okay to treat women this way and talk about women this way, regardless of whether you like these women or not. That doesn't even matter to me. It's the respect level that you do not have for people that bothers me. The respect that you are lacking in regards to how you treat people and treat the people that go against you or the people that have differing opinions to you. That's how you treat others, and that's a reflection of yourself. And I feel like you're not giving a good reflection of yourself. You are showing yourself to be a bitter, money-hungry, self-conscious, misogynistic. And I don't know whether that is what you want on the internet. I understand that you've been chasing clout on YouTube for many, many moons, my friend, with many, many channels. And I feel like you really need to understand that if you have the ability to sing, the ability to do graphic design and media editing, and you have this gift for music and conversation and all these sorts of things, maybe you should stick with that. Keep your snark in there. That's completely fine. But there is a difference between snark and degrading and bullying. And I feel like you're not just tiptoeing the line. You are crossing countries to hit that line. Like, you are far beyond the in-between of snark and bullying. And I really just wanted to say that because I feel like it needs to be heard. And I feel like I just wanted to ramble all this out and like get everything out there, and I don't know, further look into things that I feel like is really questionable, but I'm not entirely sure how to do it, where to start, what to say, so on and so forth, because everything I see is just so clear as day that I could literally just sit here and tell it to you guys. And I don't want my channel to be all about Josh from the Dad Challenge podcast. I don't want my channel to be all about Radiant Brit. But if there is something I need to say about these people and about this situation, then I'll say it. And that goes for CC Suarez, who is an anti-MLM creator, which I've actually made a video on why I am anti-MLM, but do not watch anti-MLM content. Because they don't stick to the facts. They bully and belittle these women and men, but these women that have gone into MLMs. Foolish, yes. Stupid, yes. But your message isn't going to get them to listen when you're making fun of them, calling them MLM Huns, and jumping in their live streams and mocking them and so on and so forth in the way that CC Suarez does. Now, I don't hate her, so on and so forth, but that's just my opinion. You know, birds of a feather flock together. And that's what I'm seeing here. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, send a pigeon, keep the same energy. And yeah, I plan on doing a lot more content for you guys because I really enjoy it. And I really just wanted to have this discussion. And if you got this far, I really appreciate it, like so much. But anyway, thank you so much to my channel members. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting me and supporting the channel, because it means a lot to me, because it shows you guys have faith in me the way I have faith in you guys. So these are my channel members here, and I really, really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye guys.